Is that better? Okay, it's even now. I see the grid lines. Okay, we're good. Hello, we're back at it today. And today, I wanted to talk a little bit about romantic love or relationship love. Not necessarily the love we usually talk about on this channel, so the philosophical or unconditional love, but romantic love. And it's been I think I want to talk about it because it's been on my mind a lot, and I wanted to reinforce some things that I've been thinking about with romantic love in general. And the two main components of romantic love we have to make sure we pay attention to and are considering come from Mark Manson, and he talks about how well chemistry and also compatibility. So let's go in between both of these. So chemistry is like what it sounds like, the chemistry you have between people. This is pretty much your go-to romantic movie, high school, teenage love that we think of when we think of romantic love. It's the falling in love, and that you're doing everything with them, and all their little mistakes, they couldn't do no wrong because they are you have pretty much rose colored glasses. But it's also more than that. Chemistry is a sort of connection you make with a specific person based on just well, not just on, but I would say your personality, and I think something your personality, but your authentic self. I think there is something to that, or your authentic self in the moment. So your authentic self and your personality and how you guys connect with each other. Some people you're gonna work better with than others. Some people you're gonna relate to more than others. But your romantic love should be someone that 70 or 80% of the time and intensity you should be connected and fulfill fulfill what we call chemistry. So, well, uh, just little things like looking into their eyes and just wanting to keep looking into their eyes because as you think they're so beautiful or you're just enchanted by them. For me, particular is whenever I'm dancing with someone and I we both make mistakes, but we just laugh and have such a wonderful time that it prompts me to want to try to explore different options, different dance moves, to explore different and ways to connect with people and with this person. I don't get that very often, so whenever I do, I feel a sort of chemistry with them. I It feels like it's only us two in the world, and there's no one else. And you could probably feel that in different aspects of your life as well, where it's just you two in the world. All let's just say you're in a restaurant, it's just you two. Oh, it's you're focused on them, and they're your entire world. But that's fine. But there's another component to it that you need to take into account because chemistry is not going to get you through the hard, difficult times of something like childbearing or something like death in families. This chemistry isn't the only thing that keeps our relationship strong. Another equally important category is what Mark Manson calls compatibility. So chemistry is like the emotional aspect of it. How well do you connect with someone? I equate compatibility with more of the intellectual, the reasoning aspect. What are you guys' values? Do your values align with each other? Do your lifestyles align with each other? Are you someone who's super clean? And is your person you're dating super messy? That's a very basic one, but we can go deeper and say, uh, do you want kids? Do I want kids? Do you want kids? Is it a yes or is it a no? If it's yes for me and no for you, that's a significant and conflict in your compatibility, in your lifestyles. Another is marriage. Do you want to get married? Do you not want to get married? Another thing is, what are your interests? Do you have some similar interest? Or do you have at least one interest that you guys can go and do together, or so you can keep that chemistry alive? Uh, Let me think. Some more compatibility. It's weird because compatibility can also be complementary. If someone is very laid back and then someone else is very authoritative and likes to take control, authoritative is the wrong word, but likes to direct and guide the relationship, then I think and that would be considered compatible, even though they're two opposites, because you have someone filling each role of someone who likes to go with flow and someone who likes to be a set the pace of the relationship. Of course, that's going to meld, and sometimes the person who's laid back is going to need to guide the relationship, or is going to want to guide the relationship. Sometimes the person who wants guiding, I just want to sit back for a little bit. But general personality, general way of living, and that kind of contracts helps to be helps your compatibility. And this goes into another aspect of this romantic love I want to touch on, and what is talked about in the Way of the Superior Man by David Data, is differences between masculinity and femininity. In our culture, we like to separate male and female, and have male have all these characteristics, as well as having a penis, and a woman having all these characteristics and having a vagina. Well, how the Way of Superior Man thinks about it, and how I believe and I think we should think about it as well, is we both have, so we either male or female. I am a male. That's not going to change. But we all have masculinity. We all have femininity within us that we cultivate. Some of us has more femininity. Some of us have more masculinity. Now, what are these concepts? Well, masculinity is your regular masculine traits. Ambition, likes to guide, likes to be the provider of the family, likes to be sought for answers. So, those are some of the masculinities. So, a big part of it is focusing on yourself and your goals and aspirations, or not even goals and aspirations, but what is best as for you in your path forward. Whereas the feminine is more about relationships and emotion. Their basis is the relationships they have with others, that how they thrive. So whereas the masculine has a purpose and they seek for that purpose and continue on that purpose, the feminine cultivates the relationships with everyone around her, including that masculine. So if you're in a relationship, if you have someone who's masculine and who's more are feminine, the feminine is going to want on that relationship with the masculine. And then the feminine woman is also going to find the relationships with her children, with family, to be more important and more gratifying and satisfying than going for a purpose, going for goals, achievements, for the path, for intellectual endeavors. Not to say that no female is masculine or no male is feminine. I'm saying we all have this inside of us. We have our masculine and we have our feminine, and it's up to us to kind of meld that together and become a full human being. Now, when it comes to romantic love, going back to compatibility, more likely if you got to figure out are you more masculine or are you more feminine in this aspect? And once you do, then you want to find someone who is the opposite of that, so you can complement each other, so you become more compatible. So if you're a masculine figure, you're someone who is driven by purpose, you're self-driving of yourself, you like to improve, grow, for yourself so you can move forward towards more ambitious, not ambitious, but more like your life purpose, fulfilling your life purpose, then you probably want someone who is more feminine, someone whose basis is the relationship she has with you. If you're more feminine, maybe you want to have someone who is purpose-driven. Life has Rubber Green talks about life's task. So life's purpose. What are you striving for? And I see those two being able to complement each other really well, because in the feminine, they're more in tune with their emotions, so they can read different signs, social signs and emotional signs within a relationship or within different communications with other people that the masculine probably can't even find, because he's so focused on what is happening now. What are the facts? What are the reasonings behind it? What can I do right now to step forward? And vice versa, the masculine is going to be a lot better at directing themselves. So they're the driver of the car, directing themselves and possibly the relationship. So think about it in more of how he explained to me is the masculine. So the feminine is like the ocean. It has many different seasons and it is always changing, always in flux, but is powerful. It has a lot of passion, and the feminine has a lot of passion and the ocean has a lot of power to it. It's so you can have a tsunami destroy all the buildings around it, and the ocean is unforgiving a lot of times. And you can think of the masculine more as dams, canals, as things that help control and navigate the power and surge of the ocean to guide it towards where we want it to go. And you need both to be successful, I think, in your relationships. So you have to have this aspect, because if you have no one guiding it, your relationship, you're never going to go anywhere. But if you don't have someone who brings energy into the relationship, then it doesn't matter if you're guiding it. You're not going to go forward because you have no energy. It's like a dam in that sense. The ocean and gives the dam and humanity its energy, whereas the dam harnesses it and converts it and guides it. So, yeah, and to wrap it up, I think for us, we need to make sure we are looking for chemistry. So that teenage high school love of that cutesy patootsy, you can't do anything wrong. But remember that you also need compatibility. Because with just chemistry, you're going to find conflicts in what you value if you're not compatible. And if you're just two people who are compatible with each other, well, there's not going to be a lot of passion in it. There's not going to be a lot of connection and deep relationship growing within it. So you really need both. And I do believe that. So I guess I believe it because I told you. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to look for in my life. Not for dating because I am going to be leaving soon, but just as a general practice, just observing. But anyways, that's it for tonight. I will see y'all tomorrow. Toodles.